In this session, we are going to go over a quick sample question. You are required to create a class called rectangle and the interface called the regular polygon, and use the code provided. We already get the rectangle Java in chapter 6 and the regular polygon Java in our session here. Then based on these two Java files, we need to create a class square, which is a special case of rectangle where the length equals to width. The square is the regular polygon with 4 sides, and it's also a rectangle. The class square should inherit from class rectangle that you have the constructor that only takes one double parameter. Apply this parameter to both length and width because there's only one side length. Now you can either use a superclass constructor or use set length and set width. Then we will do both set length and width method to change both length and width to the same value. And there are certain additional requirements that we are going to go over after we finish these two. So our first step, this is the first step in our squares class series, that we are going to build square inherited from rectangle. And in the future questions, we are going to also implement interface and perform more operations. So let's create a square class first. Square. And so this is one way of creating. Then you can manually type in extends rectangle, where rectangle is actually from chapter 6. Oops, 6. The other way is when you create a new class, you can also specify superclass where you can browse. Here you don't have it, but you can monitor that and modify that. In order to do that, you need to reset all the object hierarchy so that you can see it. And you can also add interface. We will do the interface adding later on. So we get a square here, and let's also open rectangle just to see what object it has. It has a rectangle constructor. It also has set length and set width. So let's override the constructor first. Public square, where you are supposed to have a double length. And here, based on the question, you are required to create a constructor that take only one double parameter. Then you will apply this parameter to both length and width. Note that because square is a subclass, and in rectangle, length and width are set as private, so you cannot directly set length. You cannot do that, right? The only thing you can do is to do set length, which is actually length, and set width, then. But of course, because we have the second requirement, both set length and set width will set both length and width. So you only need to do one thing one time at here. So let's override set length and set width. So we'll call it len will be, now here you can see that because we are calling from square, you cannot directly access length. So if you do set length here, which set length are you calling? Looks like you are actually calling yourself, right? So here you are actually trying to call the rectangle class set length method. That's when you need to use a super set length. As well as a super set width. Similarly, you will do the same here in set widths. Or you can call your own set length. So here, okay, so let me put this one. This is calling rectangles. Set length and set width to change the side lengths, right? Because you cannot directly set length, set the variable length and the width. You have to call a variable, call a method, and this method must be able to access the length and the width in the rectangle in the superclass. That's why you need to call the superclasses method. But for set width, because this set has already been done in your own set length, you don't need to call this again. So you will just use own classes method to set both length and the width. All right. Similarly, in the square constructor, you only need to call set length width. However, there's also another way that you can also invoke the constructor super length and the length. Note that the rectangle have this constructor where both length and the width are set. And because for a square, these two are identical, so we will just call the super this way. And I would recommend you using this method, calling the constructor instead of calling the setter in the constructor. Just make sure, the reason is both are fine, but generally using a constructor in a constructor is more straightforward. So now let's go back to the question we asked. What is number one called? I think I accidentally already said that. This is called overriding. And what's number, overloading, because you are creating a constructor. Actually, we can create a non-arg square. So now we have two square constructor, two methods have the same name but different signature. This is called overloading. Within the same class, you have the two methods with the same name but different signature. This is overloading. Now you are overriding. I think I accidentally said that just before. You are calling set length the same name as in the rectangle class, in a super class. But when you have a square object and you are invoking set length method, this implementation, this method of subclass will be called instead of this set length method in the superclass. This is called overriding. And do you need to override get area method? I think you don't, because you are using the same get length method, length times by width. Just that in square case, you are doing length multiplied by length, there's no need to change the get area method.